Howdy everybody. Before the real estate agent gets here later today, I need to finish building up the closet behind these bifold doors. This is one of the last few things on the to-do list for the house, and she'll be here in just a few hours. I had some 3/4 inch melamine that I'm gonna use to build this shelf out of, and I used painter's tape to make sure that I didn't get chip out on the cuts. Next, I cut the supports or the cleats that the shelf is gonna rest on. These are gonna screw into the 2x4 studs behind the drywall. To find those studs, I used my Craig magnetic stud finder, which is cool. It's like a stud buddy. It finds the screws that hold the drywall to the 2x4 studs, so you know where that stud is. And now hopefully this shelf fits. Nailed it! My next step is to cut a section of closet rod to length, and I'm using a diamond wheel on my angle grinder. And after I cut it to length, I cleaned up the edges just a little bit. Next, I pre-drilled holes where I'm gonna screw in the bracket for the closet rod. And this is gonna be a really tight squeeze if it does fit. Perfect. Ooh, and it's really snug in there too. That's strong. This should work really great. Now there's room for guests to drop a closet off when they come over. Also a spot for a vacuum now that we've taken up the closet that used to be in the living room. And now the real estate agent should be here very shortly. Super pro. I just did a quick tour with the real estate agent to show her the afters since she had seen the befores.
So cute.
So I was glad that I had finished this closet, but once the tour was complete, we could discuss what this house is worth. It's 1,400 square feet, but it's on 4.5 acres in the middle of town.
That is the selling point.
You mentioned that you had found some comps.
Yeah. Well, I got to get my calculator out. So this one sold 1,600 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. That's what it sold for.
Wow. And it sold for $350.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But the price per square footage at $209. So this seems like a pretty good comp that we would just be a little lower from.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would be a little lower than that.
Yeah. An appraiser, is just gonna, consider all the factors and look for properties that have sold, right around this area, maybe within a 5-mile radius.
Awesome. So
go
come
up
out
from there
to 285, like listing at 285.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was my thoughts.
Yeah.
We could get multiple offers.
Right.
We could get people paying above. This is what happened in 2020, things like that were happening. It's kind of stopped happening.
Right.
But when you have a unicorn,
Sure.
all of a sudden, then people are like, I'm willing to pay above and beyond for that house and that land.
Yes. In the area, are there a lot of listings compared to the past little bit?
There's not a ton.
Okay, so that's good. As a seller, that's good.
Right, not a ton. If you're gonna do it, you need to do it now and do not wait later in the year.
This is advice to everybody on the video right there. List now if you're gonna list.
List now, do not wait until later in the year. This is the weather's nice, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best time. Homes always sell, people are always moving. That's always the case, but this is where it's really active.
And everybody, if you are in the Oklahoma City metro area, you need to holler at Stephanie Matthews for buying or selling properties.
Yes.
I'm playing footage of her card right now so you can see. So the idea of listing for $285, but potentially selling for higher is very cool. I need to bring this to my parents. It's Mom.
Hi.
You've got to tell them the good news.
I put in my resignation. It's not fully approved, but I put in my resignation.
Booyah! Oh! The house is paid off.
Mom's birthday present. Mom's going to retire. I can work a couple more years.
If that clip didn't make sense, watch my last video. Summoned you all to the square table. Oh gosh, sorry. The reason I've gathered you here is to let you guys know the price the real estate agent let me know earlier said that she would list the house at. Do you have guesses?
With the land, everything to it, the square footage, I'm going to go with 320.
Mom?
305.
Both of you are pretty close, and that's actually the very top end of the estimate. All of the comps, similar square footage and age, ended coming out to be about $200, $205 a square foot. Probably list somewhere about $285, $290.
It's still double what we paid for it.
It's still, what did we pay for it?
$150.
We paid $150?
We paid $150.
I don't know why I thought it was $180. So we effectively doubled the value of the house.
Yeah.
Doubled it.
That's a better improvement than I thought. Okay, more reasonable, more reasonable. Okay, so now we have a decision to make. It turns out we profited more than I thought. If we paid $150, put in about 30, and would be able to sell for $285, that's roughly 100 grand.
100 grand.
Of course, there's like closing costs and stuff, but still, like splitting 50K isn't bad if we did sell.
Right.
Correct.
Because on the list, we basically have long-term rental, short-term Airbnb, or sell and split the money. I was told we could rent this like $1,500, maybe a little bit higher, just a standard lease. Since you're not gonna be working anymore, is managing an Airbnb something you're interested in?
It's something I can totally
Partially?
do. Yeah.
Okay, time has passed. I've resummoned the wise counsel. Mom, are you serious that you think you wanna like run an Airbnb?
Yeah, give it a shot. See what happens.
Yeah, just hire a cleaning crew and you can manage it. Booking and doing all that's easy.
One of the reasons I love this idea is I need to build a ton of furniture for content. I want to build DIY furniture content, and this gives all of it like the reason.
Right.
Yeah.
I can build a lot of cool stuff. Plus it's a good asset if we want to get a loan on another house.
Right.
And if it doesn't work out Airbnb, we sell it later, make more money on it.
True. But you're actually excited about this. It's not like an obligation, is it?
No, it would be exciting to try.
You promise?
Yeah, and then maybe
I don't know how much confidence
I
was
can
in your...
hit Airbnb mogul.
But if this works well and you're not working full time, this could be a fun gig
Absolutely.
that we could grow.
Right. See
Even
how
if I
it
don't
goes.
flip a house, you could make it look nice to Airbnb if we got another house.
Absolutely.
Things to think
Yeah.
about.
Do it.
Okay, we've met, talked about it, slept on it, and we have decided to Airbnb the house. I think we all agree that's the best long-term, most profitable route, and I'm excited at the idea because that means I've got a lot of furniture I need to build to fill out this space. And that is why today, I'm starting my road trip to California, back to Joshua Tree, where I'm gonna build it all. Before I can leave, we got the outlet cover. Now, that's super pro. I guess we can leave. Oh, and one more cool thing is we expanded the width of the horseshoe section in the driveway. It's 3 feet wider, looks way nicer, and is easier to drive on with a big truck. All right, I'm all packed up. I love you. And with that, what was supposed to be a 6 or 8 month long renovation that stretched into 2 years was complete. Finally. And up next, we've got a 20-hour road trip. Off we go. I love seeing the scenery change from the green pastures of Oklahoma into more bleak and cold landscapes through the panhandle of Texas and into New Mexico. The mountains and elevation in the morning in Flagstaff were super pretty until I descended through this fog, which was a little sketchy, to give way to the beautiful canyon landscape of Arizona. Once I saw palm trees, I knew I was in California and Joshua Tree was close. And I really needed to use the restroom. We made it. When I left, I was in a jacket and sweats. And now we're in beautiful, sunny Southern California where it's almost 80 degrees. Let's go. And right now I'd like to give a big thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring today's episode. Your one-stop shop for a website or online store where you can do it all yourself. And now with Squarespace's cutting-edge design tools like Blueprint AI, all you've got to do is type out a little bit about the website you want to create, and then you get a custom-tailored design template suited to your brand or business. And you can get discovered fast with Squarespace's enhanced SEO tools. They do all the technical back-end work to make sure that you show up more often on search engines and bring in more customers. With Squarespace Invoices, you can get paid faster and impress clients with on-brand invoices and streamline your workflow from proposals to contracts, invoicing, and seamless payments online, all in one place. And with Squarespace email campaigns, you've got all the tools you need to engage your clients, promote your services, and grow your business built in. So to learn more, make sure and follow my link down in the description, squarespace.com/modernbuilds. And when it's time to make your site live, don't forget to use my code ModernBuilds for 10% off your first site, store, or domain through Squarespace. As always, thanks to Squarespace and you all for watching. It has been a long time since I have been inside. Other than a couple of quick pop-in visits, it has been over 2 years since I have seen this place, and it is pretty much just how I remember it. I rented the house for about a year while I was gone, but everything still looks brand new. Awesome news. We're finally back home. It feels amazing.
This right here is a new X-Tool laser, something I'm very excited for.
I'll be honest, even though it's a small thing, not having my turntable and record collection has been a bummer in Oklahoma City. But inside of this box is the collection of vinyl that I've been accumulating over the past couple of years while I've been back home in Oklahoma. I discovered the website Discogs, which is the ultimate marketplace for buying and selling new and used vinyl, where you can get tons of great deals, especially when you combine multiple vinyls on one order, where you can save a ton of money with shipping. Looking back, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of records. I probably could have spent that money more productively, but if there's a couple albums you saw in there that you like or one that's your favorite, let me know in the comments. I chose my favorite band, Balance and Composure, for the first spin. Many more to go, though. And this shed workshop is why I'm back in California. In here, I've got everything I need to build the furniture for the OKC Airbnb. Even though it's not huge, it is perfect for me building, filming, making classic modern builds content. These tools here in the corner, like the X-Carve, belongs to my buddy that was renting here for a while. I feel like I just need like a week to get everything straightened up here in the shop, in the house, and then I'll be off to the races on the furniture build list. I've got multiple beds and dressers. I need to make a coffee table, a big dining table, and a couple of other things. I think that'll take about 2 months. My plan is to make a ton of videos, be very prolific. I personally can't wait, so be ready for it. The last 18 months, I've really learned a lot about myself. I definitely got a little bit burnt out with that home renovation project. I just thought I was gonna be contracting and getting help on so much more of that renovation compared to what I actually ended up doing myself. But the cool thing is I am posting on Instagram now. I've got time to do that. Again, it really just feels good to have projects that I'm looking forward to doing and content I'm excited to make. But that's not it. We've also got the Hotel Reset opening next month, which my boy Ben Ueda from Homemade Modern has been the lead on. So I'll probably do a couple quick projects for that over the next couple months while I'm here. We've officially started the new chapter. This is Modern Builds Season 3. Just make sure and stay tuned because I've got bangers on the way. Peace.